How's it going, everybody? Alrighty, so this is the notes for graphing inequalities. Okay, so if you missed, I believe it was Wednesday, this is going to be the video for you. Okay, so make sure you have these in your math notebook. Now, for the graphing inequalities, a lot of us have remembered them to be those little alligator things, and these alligator things like to eat the big number. But guys, we're going to go a little bit more in depth today. We're going to be talking about shading them. Okay, we're also going to be talking about what kind of line we draw and where we find the solution depending on where we shade. So let's go ahead and start off by creating this little table here. Now, if you want to go ahead and pause the video for a second to create this table, I would go ahead and do that. So go ahead and pause it. And then once you have the table created, then just jump in again with me. So the first thing, we look at that first symbol, and that first symbol is a less than. So our solution is going to be less than. Okay, and that will go into more in detail in a little bit, but the line we draw with that less than symbol is going to be a dashed line. Some people like to say dotted line. You can say that as well. I just say the word dashed. And then the shading, the way we shade it is we're going to shade below. Alrighty, now the next one we're taking a look at is the less than, but instead of it just being less than, it's less than or equal. Okay, less than or equal. And this line, it's not going to be dashed, but rather it's going to be a solid line. Now, the way we know that it's a solid is because we notice literally right here, we have that little line underneath it, okay? That's important. That little line is able to tell us, hey, that's going to be a solid line. Now, the shading is still going to be below. Oh, it looks like I'm using red now. Let me switch my color back. Perfect. And then we can keep going, it looks like. So we have a greater than symbol now, okay? So now we've flipped it. We're switched gears, and we have a greater than symbol. And that's what our solution is going to be. So we have greater than. And this line, you notice once again that this symbol does not have a line underneath it, okay? So that means it's going to be dashed. Now, in terms of where we shade, instead of shading below, now we're going to be shading above. Alrighty, now, something similar is going to happen for the greater than, but now instead of being just greater than, it's going to be greater than or equal to because of that line. Greater than or equal. Alrighty. And then this line is going to be solid because you'll notice under the symbol itself, it has that line. So this is going to be a solid line. And of course, we're going to shade above. All right, perfect. Alrighty, so this little table right here is going to be very helpful to us when we start getting down into the 3 examples that I have. And so we'll be referencing this as we go along, okay? So let's go ahead and take a look at the first one. Alrighty, and I'll even kind of zoom in a little bit. Boom. There we go. Okay. So this right here, 5x minus 2y is less than 6. Now, guys, this inequality is not in the form mx plus b, okay? We've been talking about that form the past couple of days, and with inequalities, it still has to abide by that. So we have the 5x right here. We got to move it to the right-hand side, so let's go ahead and subtract him on over. And so now I have minus 2y is less than 6 minus 5x, okay? Now something big is about to happen, okay? We got to divide that negative 2, but when we divide by negative 2, okay, it's going to flip the sign that we have here, okay? It's going to flip this guy, and it's going to flip him from being a less than symbol to a greater than symbol. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. So we have negative 2 divided by negative 2. So now I have y is greater than 6 divided by negative 2 is negative 3. Negative 5 divided by negative 2 is plus 5 over 2x, okay? So now we have it in the correct form, the mx plus b, so this is good. Now let's go ahead and identify the various slopes, y-intercepts, the line, the shading, okay? Let's go ahead and identify that. So the slope for this guy right here is going to be 5/2, okay? The y-intercept is the b values, that -3, okay? So we have there. And the line, well, let's look at the symbol. It's a greater than symbol. No line underneath it, so this is going to be a dashed line. Okay. And the shading, if we look at our table, says it's going to be above. Alrighty. So now that we've identified those key features, we can go ahead and start graphing it. Okay. So we have our y-intercept, like we just got done saying, is at 0, -3. Okay. So we start right about here. And we're going to go up 5/2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. So right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/2. And then 1, 2, 3. Okay, I can't go any further, so I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/2. All right, and like I said, it's going to be a dashed line.